Introduction. This slide explains why the study was conducted. Banana and sweet potato are among the most abundant, affordable, and nutritious crops in the Philippines. Bananas are rich in potassium and natural sugars, while sweet potatoes are packed with fiber, beta carotene, vitamins, and antioxidants. However, most commercial spreads in the market contain excessive sugar, artificial flavorings, preservatives, and additives that are linked to serious health issues like asthma, ADHD, heart problems, cancer, and obesity. As consumers become more health conscious, there is a growing demand for healthier and more natural food alternatives. This motivated the researchers to develop a banana and sweet potato spread that is nutritious, affordable, and suitable for all ages, while also supporting local agriculture. Review of related literature. This slide presents what previous studies say about the topic and identifies the research gap. Food spreads are widely consumed condiments used alongside bread, toast, and biscuits. Banana provides approximately 95 calories per 100 grams and contains vitamins A, B1, B2, and C, plus minerals like potassium, phosphorus, calcium, and magnesium. Sweet potato is a starchy root vegetable rich in vitamin B, protein, calcium, iron, zinc, dietary fiber, and antioxidants. Even its leaves are nutritionally valuable. Both crops are locally abundant, cost effective, and versatile. Despite their nutritional value and availability, no prior study has specifically developed and evaluated a food spread using both banana and sweet potato as primary ingredients together.
So for the continuation of the report, I'm going to report about the theoretical and conceptual framework, the statement of the problem or SOP and the hypothesis, and lastly, the method used in our research. So our study is grounded in two key theories. So the first one is the nutritional value and food acceptance theory. So this theory states that what's inside food, its nutrients, affects how useful it is as an ingredient because both the cardava banana and sweet potato are packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants, so they make strong candidates for a health promoting spread. So the second theory is the food accessibility and food security framework. So this one argues that affordable, locally available ingredients lead to food products more people can actually access. So that the whole point of this spread, it uses ingredients that are easy to find and budget friendly. So in the statement of the problem and hypothesis, so the main problem asks what is the respondent's level of accessibility of the banana sweet potato spread across the three treatments, which are the treatment 1, treatment 2, and treatment 3, because in every treatment there will be a different ratio of the main ingredients. So the specific questions break this down. What are the demographic characteristics of the respondents, age, students or instructor, and year level? So how do respondents rate the spread across treatment 1, treatment 2, and treatment 3 in terms of color, texture, taste, and aroma? And last one, if there the third one, if there are significant variation in ratings across the three treatment for each sensory attribute. And the last one question is which treatment received the highest overall mean rating and is most preferred. In the method used of this study, so this study used the experimental research method to determine the accessibility of the banana sweet potato spread. So the researchers prepared the product through kitchen experimentation, combining banana and the sweet potato as the main ingredients. So after preparation, respondents evaluated the product through a survey questionnaire using the 10-point hedonic scale. So the collected data were then tabulated in the Microsoft Excel and analyzed using appropriate statistical tools to draw meaningful conclusions. And that would be all of my part in the recording. Thank you.
So for our research environment, the study was conducted at Jose Rizal Memorial State University located at Gov. Guaring Adasa Street, Santa Cruz, Dapitan City, Zamboanga del Norte, Philippines. Most of the surveys were carried out within the school premises. Hospitality Management Laboratory served as the specific venue for the experimental work. This is where the VSP spread was prepared, tested, and evaluated. Kitchen experimentation was the primary method used for the actual taste test, ensuring that the product was freshly made and evaluated in a controlled setting. So for the respondents of the study, it involved 100 selected respondents from the JRMSU school community, specifically 10 instructors, 10%, and 90 hospitality management students, 90% selected through simple random sampling. This sampling technique gives every individual an equal chance of being chosen, reducing bias and ensuring fair representation. Respondents were oriented about the study's objectives, given product samples of the BSP spread to taste, and then to evaluate it based on color, texture, aroma, taste, and overall acceptability using the hedonic scale. For our research instrument, the main data collection tool was a survey questionnaire adapted from existing related literature and modified to fit the BSP spread study. It was divided into two sections. Section 1 collected respondent classification, while Section 2 contained the product evaluation sheet using a 10-point hedonic scale, where 1 means totally disliked and 10 means extremely much liked. Before being used, the questionnaire was validated by the research advisor and subject matter experts who reviewed its clarity, relevance, and appropriateness. All their suggestions were incorporated before the final instrument was administered to respondents.
Mabuhay! I'm BM Shelby Tudara, and I'm going to discuss the scoring procedure, data gathering procedure, statistical treatment, and references. Scoring procedure. Each respondent rated the BSP spread using the 10-point scale for each sensory attribute. A score of 10 means extremely liked, very appealing and strongly liked. 9 means very much liked, 8 means moderately liked, 7 means slightly liked, and 6 means neither liked nor disliked. 5 means slightly disliked, and scores 3 to 4 means moderately to very much disliked, and scores 1 to 2 means extremely to totally disliked. The mean scores for each attribute were computed to establish a general level of consumers' acceptability and to identify the product's strengths and areas for improvement. The data gathering procedure followed by 6 steps. First, the researchers secured permission from the research advisor and school authorities. Second, the BSP spread was prepared in the HM laboratory and following proper sanitation and protocols. Third, 100 respondents were selected through simple random sampling. Fourth, respondents tasted each treatment, the treatment 1, 2, and 3, and completed the 10-point scale questionnaire. Fifth, the completed questionnaires were collected and the data was encoded in Microsoft Excel. Lastly, appropriate statistical tools were applied to analyze the data and draw conclusions about the spread acceptability. Next, the statistical treatment. Once data were collected, they were encoded in Microsoft Excel for processing. The researchers used frequency distribution and percentages to describe the demographic profile of the respondents. Mean score were computed for each sensory attribute like color, texture, aroma, and taste to determine the general level of consumer acceptability. Quantitative responses from survey questionnaires were gathered, tabulated, and thematically categorized to surface recurring insights. Inferential statistics were also applied to determine if there is a significant variation in ratings across the 3 treatments. And lastly, the references. This slide lists all the academic sources that supported the study, including works by Borges et al. On bananas' nutritional and economic value, Islam et al. On sweet potato or Optimia batatas anthocyamine compositions. Nieman et al. On bananas or Mosa acuminata baldisiana cardava as an energy source. Lasso et al. On food spread life cycles, and Rabadan et al. On consumers' interest in locally sourced food products. PCHRD, DOST on sweet potato nutritional profiles, and several others. These references give our study its scientific credibility and academic foundation.